Now, there is one thing I haven't told you, Dale. There is a surprise question. It's
Okay.
all okay. It's because these questions are on the website, so it's not a surprise. It's a trick, but it's the last question.
Yes.
And it's related to that individual's expertise and obviously your entrepreneurial skill. So, what advice would you give parents on how to instill an entrepreneurial spirit in children?
That's a really good question. So I think that if you think about, what entrepreneurship is, like oftentimes we would associate that with, starting a business, as some type of an enterprise. But an entrepreneur was like the person that used to make like a theater show, and they would have to hire the actors, and they would have to book the theater, and they would have to go and like figure out who's going to sell the tickets, and then have to think about the advertising. And that was the entrepreneur that used to hundreds of years ago put on a show. And so what you could do with your kids, is basically, even if they're 5 years old, start with something like, let's organize a birthday party. Okay. And we're going to do this together. They're not starting a business, but they're learning about, okay, well, what do we need to do to start this business?
That's
Well,
great.
we need to come up with some invitations. That's called marketing. We need to book a venue, that's going to be, we need to maybe hire, a clown, that's like staff, so, and what's our budget for this and things like that. So what I would suggest is get your kids involved in projects, whether that be, organizing a Christmas party, or whether that be, let's plan our itinerary, or let's kind of coordinate, landscaping. So we're going to do this type of stuff. And unknowingly, they're developing these entrepreneurial skills around time management, around prioritization, around making sure that we are allocating our resources wisely. We're saying saying no to some things so we can say yes to other things. I think if you can kind of start to develop those skills at a younger age, and all you do is you just plug in, the right business opportunity, and then voila, this person is suddenly a real entrepreneur in terms of a business entrepreneur, but they've got a lot of these skills, that they've learned by default.
Dale, that's brilliant. And then what we could do is send them an invoice and teach them about accounting. And then on the way out, eat a third of their ice cream and teach them about tax.
Exactly.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's it, Dale. Thank you so much for being on the show. I know you're off traveling again. I've really enjoyed it. I think I've got so much out of this. It's unreal. Thank you for being on 10 with Ty.
Pleasure. Good luck, everybody.
Now, if you've been impressed with Dale, and I'm sure you have, you can work with Dale by visiting www.businessblueprint.com. That's www.businessblueprint.com. And if you've liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe. 10 with Ty is brought to you by Washington Brown, the property depreciation expert.